Hi, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video today, we're gonna talk about childcare in Ireland. So this video was suggested by someone on the comment section, and I feel like it's a good topic to cover as well, because a lot of people they always ask that question: if I'm relocating to Ireland, what's gonna happen to my kids? How will I manage my kids? And how will I manage working and taking care of my kids and everything? So I'm hoping to cover everything in this video, everything you need about the daycares, how to expect the child minding or the daycares to be like, and what's the difference between taking care of your child, like having your child at home as a stay home parent, or taking them to daycare, or finding someone to come in your house and take care of the child in the house while you go to work. So I'm going to cover all those, then you're going to see what suits you better. But one thing that I can tell you about is that childcare is expensive in Ireland. So first things first, let's start explaining like what options are there. So number one, most people, what I have seen like that they do when they start preparing to get kids, they decide that one partner, especially if they are married, they decide that one partner is gonna stay at home to take care of the kids, so that they save on a lot of things like money. So that's like, I would say cultures are different, guys. As you travel around the world, you learn different things that you never thought they were happening or they were possible. So from where I come from, around the age of 18, 19, 20, people start making kids, people start getting kids, and it's normal for them. Then around 25, most people they have, I'm talking about South Africa, that's where I come from. But 25, 26, most people have like two kids, three kids. Some, yes, they still don't have kids, and we are proud of those people who still don't have kids by 25. But most people by 25, they'll be having a child. Then by 30, a person has three kids or four kids or five kids. For those that want a lot of kids, those that want one or two kids, they already have a child. I would say I got a child when I was 25 in South Africa, and by that time, everyone was looking at me saying, "Are you sure you okay? You don't want kids? Like, do you want kids?" So I was under pressure because I felt like, yeah, I was running out of time. I had to get a child. I had to make a child. Relocating to Ireland, coming here, and I've been living in Ireland now for almost 5 years. People can like take their time until they are like 35, 40 years to make kids. And most of my age, like people around my age, when you meet them around, I'm gonna say my age now, but yes, around 30 years, 29 years, you're asking them, how many kids do you have? They're like, ah, no, I'm not ready yet. I don't have kids yet. So it was a different culture to me, and it was a bit of a shock. But at the same time, after staying here and seeing the difference in child minding, child care, everything, I fully understand why they first focus on their careers, get things together. If they want to make money and work and build businesses, they first start by doing that before getting to making kids, because kids are expensive in this country. So now, those of us that are now relocating to Ireland, we came with our kids. By 25, I had a child. So now I relocated with my child. So I know that other people, they are also facing something like that. They are relocating with kids. Others, they are already in Ireland and they just got kids. Others, yes, others are in Ireland, they have kids. Others are relocating. So everyone is wondering, how will I manage taking care of the kids and everything? So here are the options that are there. So number one, if you are working very well, and let's say you have a partner as well that is working very well, the reason I keep on involving a partner, guys, it's very hard for a single person in Ireland to survive as a single parent and take care of the kids alone. I think it's hard. I won't say it's impossible. A lot of people are doing it and they are strong, but it's very hard. You need a partner, you need a family member, you need someone to be there for you. So, what most people do when they are getting paid well and they have money, they hire a childminder. A childminder in Ireland is hired like someone who is going to work. As you wake up in the morning going to your job, a childminder wakes up in the morning also going to work as you are. So they are paid the normal general pay that is paid as for someone that is waking up going to work. I'm trying to build a picture here so that you can see that it's not the same as in South Africa. In South Africa, we can say snabo auntie, abo neni, we call them abo auntie, abo ban. That comes to help you with the kids. And normally you can find out that I'm working at work, I'm getting paid a salary of 200,000 rands, but I'm paying aunt or my babysitter or my childminder, I'm paying them 3,000 rands a month. People are doing that in South Africa. But in Ireland, that is not possible. You hire a babysitter, you're gonna pay them a general employment salary that is enough for them to also to survive with their own family if they have their own family and their own kids. So when you're gonna hire a childminder, remember that you are hiring someone on a professional level that is gonna come and work and take care of your kids. And that person should be qualified. That person should be having experience on how to take care of kids. That person should be having qualifications like first aid certificate and child minding certificate, and yeah, those few trainings that you have to do around kids. So it's almost like someone working in care. When they work in care, they need QQI level 5 in healthcare. So when you're going to hire a childminder, that person should be even graduated to make sure that your kids are safe around that person. So the person should be graduated, having qualifications, having everything, and you're gonna pay that person a normal salary. Some people they range between 15 euros to 20 euros an hour. That's what you pay. So if you're gonna be working 8 to 10 hours a day, it means you're gonna pay your babysitter or your childminder 20 euros times 8 or times 10. That's the salary that you're gonna pay them a day. So whenever you want to hire a childminder or a babysitter, be prepared for that, because some people they actually call childminding or a daycare as a second mortgage or as a first mortgage, because your rent is going to be less expensive compared to the childminder. Your car is less expensive compared to the childminder. Your someone who's paying for a mortgage in South Africa, we call it bond, bond, but here in Ireland it's a mortgage. A person who's paying for mortgage is paying sometimes less than a person who's paying for a childminder. So be prepared for that. Be ready to pay your childminder that. Then there are school kids that are still going to colleges. Those ones, they go to colleges, they are not qualified childminders, they don't have all the certificates, they might be missing other things, but they'll be willing to work for you and take care of your kids at a lower or at a cheaper price. So those ones they can charge, I think, from 5 euros to like 10 euros per hour. So, but most of the times they are there during certain holidays, because sometimes they go to college, or they might be there during college hours. But they are hard to get as they are doing other things. It's like school kids that are going to school while they also want some money. So normal those people they do child minding and they also do the dog sitting. What you call it? Is it the dog sitting? But minding a dog, taking care of a dog. Because I have learned as well that's a different culture again. In Africa, you leave your dog, you leave your dog alone in their house. So here in Ireland, if I'm gonna travel, like let's say I'm traveling to Spain next week, I cannot just leave my dog in the house alone. I have to get a dog minder that is gonna come and take care of my dog in the house. So that's when they hire a house sitter or a dog sitter or a child minder. So those college students, they normally get extra money by doing those jobs. They know that sometimes I do the house sitting, just taking care of the house alone without anyone in the house. Maybe the family went for holidays, or I can do child or babysitting. The family is working and they take care of the child. So those ones they charge a bit cheaper, which is 5 to 10 euros per hour. So if you are working 8 hours, of course you need to travel to work and coming back from work. So I would say it's 9 hours a day that you are working as a person that wakes up every day going to work. Then you need a childminder for those 9 hours. So it's gonna be 10 euro times 9. That's like 90 euros a day that you should be willing to pay your babysitter or your childminder in a day if you got a cheaper one, because others they start from 15 euros to 20 euros. So that's the child minding part. I have heard, I don't think I should be saying this on the YouTube videos, but I have heard some people that can go lower than that. That is when they are in Ireland, but they don't have the right to work or the right to be living in Ireland. Then they are actually desperate for money. So those people can actually take care of your child and help with the child, and they might charge lesser, let's say 40 to 50 euros per hour. Not per hour, I'm sorry. They can charge 40 to 50 euros a day because the cheapest childminder that you can get, I said, it's 90 euros. So if you get someone that is taking care of your kids and charging you 40 euros a day or 50 euros a day, that's the cheapest that you can get. But now that one is very risky because that person is not trained. That person, they have no legal rights to be living and working in Ireland. If anything happens to your kids, that person is not even graduated. You don't know what they're gonna do to your kids when you are away. And I feel like it's risky, but it's a risk that you can be willing to take depending on what circumstances you are facing. But that one is very risky. So if you're gonna do it or whatever, don't say I heard it from Bonnie. I didn't say this. Then coming up next, since we're done with the child minding in your house, whether you drop your job, you take care of your child, or you hire a babysitter, you have heard the prices. So the next one that other people do is to take a child to daycare. So you take a child to daycare. Normal daycares, they take kids from, is it from 8? Some they start from 9. Some they take kids from 8 in the morning, from 8 to 5 in the evening. So you can pay a child a daycare to do that, to take your child in the morning until late afternoon when you finish with work. That one is also expensive, especially if your child is under, is like certain age. So Ireland, guys, is very strict. Ireland has a lot of policies. Ireland has laws. Oh my goodness. Ireland has policies that people should follow. You can't just wake up and do as you please. So daycares, they take kids and they are in demand. Daycares, guys, daycares is another business that you can open in Ireland and it's gonna boom because there's no always no space. Some people, I had a friend that was pregnant. Is she still pregnant? I think she is. So she was telling me that she has registered her child in daycare while she's still pregnant. That's how hectic it is. If you know that I want to work after giving birth to this child, you have to start looking for a daycare while you are still 6 months pregnant. Do you understand how hectic it is? And on top of that, as daycares are in demand, most daycares they avoid taking a newborn child. Most daycares they avoid taking a child that is under 2 years, 7 months. So if your child is under 2 years, 7 months, yes, you can get a daycare, but it's going to be very hard. When your child is under 6 months, I would say 6 months, it's almost impossible to get a daycare for that child. So the reason is because of the policies, the laws that are there on taking care of a child. A daycare can lose its license with like any simple mistake if they are investigated and they are found that something was done wrong or a mistake happened. They are very strict. They don't want to play. Ireland protect kids, guys. They don't want to play around kids. So daycares tend to, they won't tell you on your face that no, they will just say we are full. You come with your child that is 2 years, I'm looking for daycare, they're like, we are full. It's because they know that this is putting ourselves in a problem. But once you get there with a child that is 3 years, they could say, oh, we have space for one or for two. That's when they start opening up a bit, saying we have like space, we have this. But still, you have to pay deposit like you are paying for your mortgage or your rent. You have to pay deposit and you put the child in daycare. And most daycares, they range, I wrote down here, they range between 900 to 1,400 a month. That's how much you're going to pay for a daycare. Then there is a scheme that was introduced by the government because a child that is around 3 years should be also preparing to go to school. So there is a program where it's called the ECCE program. This one is the government paying for you. They pay 3 hours full for you to take your child to daycare so that the child can learn and prepare for primary school. So this one starts when the child is 3 years. So that one is you taking your child to daycare for 3 hours free, and the government subsides that for you because they want to promote kids going to school. I mentioned in another video that primary schools in Ireland are free. I don't know why daycares are expensive, at least primary schools are free, but that's how it is. So if you have that ECC program for 3 hours, I would say that cuts you from taking the child the whole day, but then still you still need the rest of the hours when you are working. So there is another scheme as well. This one is calculated on based on your salary that you are getting. So since the daycare is, let's say, 1,000 euros, and you get 3 hours free from the government, which is the ECCE scheme, if you get those 3 hours taken away, but you want your child to be there for 9 hours, it means you are left with 6 hours. The 6 hours that is left now, what they do is they break it down, comparing to your salary. They can calculate that, okay, you have bills, you have this that you're paying, and you still have a child going to. Then the government can boost you or pay certain money to you. I have heard some people saying they end up topping daycare with about 300 or 400 or even 200 euros from that 1,000 euros that was there. So since 3 hours is gone and the other 6 hours is why am I using this word? Because it's killing me. So the other hours are like boosted up with the government. So you end up topping up with about 400 or 300. I would say that's the best that you can get, but it's not anyone who can qualify for that. You have to prove that you are working, but you can't afford to take care of the child and the daycares and everything. You have to prove a lot of things. This is why most people, they prefer saying, I'm gonna work until a certain age. When I start making kids, I will stay at home, raise my kids for 10 years or for what, until the kids are independent, then I can go back to work. That's why those people who choose that life, is not because they are lazy or anything. It's because they have calculated and saw that, okay, this is impossible, so I'd rather take care of my kids. But then if you feel like you still need to work, but you still have to take care of the child and do everything, this is the best route that you can take. This is for someone that is already in Ireland and they have a citizenship, they are on STEM 4, they are working. This is when they qualify for those. I was supposed to mention this actually before mentioning about the ECC scheme, because it's not anyone who can qualify for this. It's someone with STEM 4 or with the Irish citizen. So if you are an Irish citizen and with STEM 4, you can qualify for those. But guys, if you are new in Ireland, you just relocated from South Africa to Ireland yesterday, you cannot wake up and say, I want to apply for ECC. You don't qualify for that. You cannot apply for, I forgot what's the other scheme called, but that's when they check your salary and check everything. Let me see if I have notes on that. Oh, it's a national child care scheme. Yeah, it's a national child care scheme. That's the one that they check your salary and check everything, and they calculate on how can they help you. But that is for someone who has STEM 4 or Irish or Irish residence, not someone who just relocated. If you are living South Africa with 3 kids as a single mother, relocating to Ireland, things will be tough. Things will be impossible. Things will be tough. Things will be. I'm sorry to say this, but that's reality. So I get a lot of people asking me, I want to relocate to Ireland. I want and most of those people, they will say, I want to relocate to Ireland. What kind of job do you want to get in Ireland? I want a childcare. I want my brain is on childcare. I want a care job where I'm working as a general carer. So you want the care job and you want to relocate, yes. Then you're like, oh, you can apply on this company. Then they ask you, can I come with my kids? When you ask the person, how old are your kids? You hear someone saying the other one is 4 years, the other one is 5 years, the other one is 2 years. I smell danger, because when you get here, even that company that is sponsoring your visa, they know when you get here, you won't manage to wake up, go to work, leaving your kids. A child mind is going to ask you for 10, do the maths alone. A carer in Ireland gets paid around 2,000 or 2,500 a month, but mostly they get paid around 2,000 euros. Your child, your daycare charges between 900 or 1,400, and your salary is how much? 2,000. If daycare decides to say, let's put it in somewhere there in the middle. So if your daycare decides to say 1,000 and your salary is 2,000, so that means, oh my goodness, and this 1,000 is for one child. It's not for all of them. It's for one child. Guys, this is a hard topic, and it's hard to tell someone that I think you should not bring your kids because you won't manage. It's hard to tell someone like something like that, because they'll be like, no, I want to come with my kids. I want to bring my family over. Guys, it's so tough. So I think that's what I have on the childcare and how you can prepare for it. If you feel like I left something out, please comment on the comment section. And if you have experienced something different when it comes to childcare, child minding, and taking care of your kids in Ireland, please comment on the comment section and tell us, how do you do it and what helps you and how do you keep going? Because I know this is one of the things that makes people in Ireland complain and cry about living in Ireland, because it's almost impossible to get a childminder or a daycare. It's very hard, unless if by any means you were lucky, maybe sometimes you moved in with your husband in the country, later you divorced, but you already had you already was naturalized as an Irish citizen, or you already had your stamp 4, then you are there. That's when you can avail some government benefits. That's when you can, life can be a bit easier if you have those government benefits when you are on stem 4, when you are now a naturalized citizen. But before then, guys, as a migrant that is coming to work, think properly before you tell me or tell your company that I want to bring my 3 kids or my 2 kids to the country with me, and I want to work as a carer. It's going to be impossible for you to manage those kids and to go to work. That's a reality that we can face. So guys, please comment on the section and tell me, how do you manage on your side, and what did you learn about childcare and childminding when you moved to Ireland? And would you advise another person that is trying to relocate to Ireland from South Africa, Nigeria, or other places, that what would you advise them? Would you say they should bring the kids? Would you say they should leave kids to grow up a bit while the kids are living in Africa, then they will bring them later in life? Just tell us what you think and what you are going through at the moment. And also, maybe we can come together as a community in this YouTube channel and share ideas. Maybe you need a childminder where you are. As I said, that there are some childminders that could be charging for 40,000, 40, why am I 40,000? They can be charging 40 euros a day, and others 50 euros. So if you know someone that could be charging that amount of money, you can also comment like and tell us that you know someone, then people can check on you. But guys, don't do anything that I wouldn't do. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. Bye.